Recording in progress.
Hello and good morning. Can anyone confirm? Audible or not? Can you hear me? Anyone have any questions? Can you unmute and talk for 5 minutes? Anyone have any questions?
Good morning, sir.
Yep.
Sir, in the previous examples, you have explained login.html, right, sir?
Login?
Login.html?
Login.html. This one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm trying to load, I'm only getting the login button, sir, but the rest of the information is not coming.
The problem is like input controls. This particular one is returning or not, you can check it first.
Yeah, sir. I've checked the labels and everything, but not sure like what went wrong. Can
Okay,
I
already
share
I
you the
shared
code,
this.
sir?
I already
Yes.
shared this one, right? I already shared this code, right? Can you check? Can you compare? I
Yeah.
already
Okay, sir. Yeah.
shared this code. Just compare it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, the
And
problem is
also,
here on. Yeah.
With the Ajax 1, 2, and 3, like I was able to load the data, but the table format is not coming, sir, in the output.
Table
I'm
format is
getting,
coming means, okay, here this is the table, right? You are passing the headers, data, and columns. Okay, this data, first of all, okay, you are getting or not, you can check it. If the data is coming, this particular data is going or not to the table component, you can check it. Okay, this code also with you, right?
yes, sir. Yeah, I'll check it
Yeah,
once.
check it.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please tell the how to download access.js files?
Okay, go to Google,
Okay,
just type Ansys.go, yeah, Ansys dot Ansys library, you can put it. Ansys library for React. Okay, this is the one, first one.
okay, sir.
Somewhere you can find the CDN link. Just copy and paste that link. This is the one.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt in the question form. Can you please open that one? In that, the input type for radio buttons, that code, they're returning, right? Here, return.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why there is a open and close tag before
Yeah.
that input?
Well, because if you not enclosed with these two values, it gives me an error, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, because okay, anything you return from the JSX, okay, finally it is going to JSX only, right? Compare input means inside the JSX, okay, there has multiple elements are there that should be wrapped with what?
With the tag, with the div or something.
Div or something. So if I put
Yeah.
like div, you can put it. If I put like div, then what happened? Radio buttons are coming like line by line or side by side. Now, first time one div with radio button. Second time,
Yeah.
one more div with radio button. First,
Yes.
div is required or not required?
It's not required.
Not required. If it is not required, if you want to enclose the elements with one tag, the tag can be empty tag also.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in Access Ajax 3,
Mhm.
if I want to get simultaneously two data like to-dos or comment, any two data I want, then how to get, sir?
Okay, the thing is best practice is like, okay, two buttons are there. By clicking on the one button only, you want to request, you want to send
So only one button.
one button, right? If I click on this one, don't send these two requests simultaneously. First one request is completed, then you can go with the second request like this. Await is the keyword always, okay, stops remaining statements execution. Got my point? Now, one request go to the server. Once you get the response, then only it go to the next level statement execution. Once this statement execution is done, okay, it comes to this one. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, next.
हेलो सर
Yeah.
सर अभी सर अगले महीने में सर मेरी एग्जाम है सर
Exam.
हाँ कॉलेज एग्जाम्स है सर यूनिवर्सिटी सर उतना कुछ फोकस नहीं हो रहा सर क्लासेस में इतना क्लासेस रेगुलर कर रही प्रैक्टिस को टाइम नहीं मिल रहा सर वीडियो चाहिए तो सर
You can pay the fee for the videos, 8,000, so that they can give. Okay, admin already the number are given, right?
सर आफ्टर सर वीडियो लिएगा सर ये आपने क्लासेस खत्म होते सर कुछ डाउट रहा तो पूछ सकते सर आपको
Yeah, you can drop a mail.
ओके
Okay, the admin guy contact number is this. Admin Shubham. You can talk with him. Okay.
ओके
Yeah. Next.
Sir, while practicing some basic product for I'm feeling the kind of like
Your
they are simply
your voice is
putting the
your voice is breaking. Can you repeat again? Your voice is breaking.
I will text.
Anyone can hear his voice? His question?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Then next one.
Was there a class yesterday, sir?
Yesterday there is no class. There was no class. Just like public
Okay.
hall.
Okay.
Okay. Shall we move? Okay. Difference between TypeScript and JavaScript. I will tell. Okay. Next weekend. Yeah. Oh, then our next level discussion is about lifecycle methods. So any component you can take it. How many pages my component may enter? My component may enter into 3 phases. One is like mounting phase. Another one is like updating phase, and another one is like unmounting phase or not. Okay, so far we discussed about how many hooks. Use state hook we discussed. Use ref hook we discussed. Use context hook we discussed. Now this is the time to discuss about use effect hook. Okay, can anyone tell one line answers? Use state. Main is the state at the component level. Okay, main is the state of the variable. State of the variable at the component level. Use ref. Create the reference. Create the empty reference. That reference you can add to any element. The next one. Use context. Tell me. Use context. Okay. Retrieve the data. Retrieve the data from where? Retrieve the data from context. If you want to consume the data from the context, then you can go with what? Use context or not. Use effect hook. Can anyone? Use effect hook. Use effect. Can anyone? To handle below life cycle phases. To handle below life cycle pages, which hook is the use effect is the hook or not? To handle below life cycle phases. Okay, mounting phase, yes, you can use effect. Updating phase, yes, you can use effect. Unmounting phase, yes, you can use effect. Okay, how we can differentiate here? This is mounting phase I handled. This is updating phase I handled by using use effect. This is like unmounting phase I handled by using use effect. How you can come to know? Okay, that is the discussion. Okay, now use effect take syntactically. Tell me, use effect is which type? Syntactically, all hooks are functions only, right? All hooks are functions only. Okay, all hooks are functions used inside which components? Should use inside which components? Inside functional component or not? Functional components. Should use inside the functional components or not? Agree with me? You should have to use inside the functional components only or not? All are agreed? Yes or no? Okay, so use effect syntactical, how it looks like. Use effect syntactically, how it looks like. Use effect is a function, yes. So you can call it. Given by whom? React people. Okay, so if you want to get the services from the function, you should have to call. It's take how many arguments or parameters? How many parameters it's taking? For now, okay, tell me. It's take like one parameter, but two maximum. So first parameter is what? A callback. This one everyone knows, right? Callback. My question is very simple. This callback function go to where? This callback function go to you given this callback to whom? given the callback to whom? Use effect, right? Use effect. So I given one function to use effect. Is my use effect immediately called? Is it required to call immediately? No, right? I given something to you. Whenever you want, then only you can use it. No problem. I given, that's it. Okay. I don't want to command. Okay. I given one function to use effect. Whenever the use effect want to call it, then only he is going to call. Then only he is going to call. Then only he is going to call. Now tell me, in the mounting phase, I want to know, like, once my content loading is completed. As a developer, do you know? As a developer, do you know how much time it's taking? As a developer, do you know? As a developer, how much time it's taking? As a developer, I don't know. Okay, why? Because hello world content 1 second take. There has a registration form is there, 10 seconds it's taken. There is a huge data is there, 100 seconds it's taken. I don't know how much time it's taken exactly. I don't know how much time it is going to take exactly. But I want to perform some operation is like what? Once my content loading is completed, once my mounting is done, I want to perform some operation. Then how you can come to know? This particular use effect. Okay, hold this particular callback function calling. Okay, use effect, hold. I given the callback, my use effect not call. When it is going to call, my React people only, right? Render the content inside the container. Okay, once my React people render the content inside the container, immediately it alerts to my React alerts to whom? Use effect. Hey, you can call the callback. My content loading is completed. Then my use effect is going to call this callback or not. Means my callback function got executed. What it means? My content loading is completed or not. My callback function got executed means what? My use effect to call this callback means what? Yes, my content loading is completed. My content loading is completed. All are agreed? Yes or no? Okay, yesterday we written that one only, na? Yesterday we written that one only, right? Okay. Once my content loading is completed, before loading the content, say this. Whatever you written before written, okay, those statements are going to execute. Okay, here console.log before mounting the content inside the browser, these statements are going to execute. Use effect also execute before only, but this callback is not execute. That is an important point. Yeah, use effect called before written only. Before written only, you call this callback. But this callback function, when it is going to call by use effect, when it is going to call by use effect, and it's going to call by use effect. Go on. Once my content loading is completed or not. Once my content loading is completed or not. Agreed? Huh? Okay. Okay then. Now, can I run this? Can I run this? Can I run this? Yeah. Now, if you open our developer console window, can I load this? Yeah. Line number 5. My execution stopped here. At this moment, line number 10 not executed. So my content not rendered inside the browser. Yes. You can see here the content is rendering or not rendering. Inside my container content is there or not there? Not there. Come to the next line. Come to the next line. So before written, whatever the statements are there, those statements got executed. So before mounting, the statement got executed or not? My use effect also called. Yes, my use effect also called, but my callback method not called by use effect. When it is going to call? When my content loading is content loading done inside the container. Okay, now say this, my content loading is done or not? Then only this callback called or not? Line number 8 executed, it means what? Line number 8 executed, what it means? Line number 8 executed, what it means? my content loading is completed. Now see, line number 8 not executed. Now line number 8 got executed. Now see this, my control where line number 8. Okay, before that my content loading is completed or not completed. My content loading is completed or not. Got my point? Exactly, once my content loading is completed, first time, mounting phase is nothing but first time load, right? Mounting is nothing but what? At the time of loading my component, whatever the content loaded inside the browser, okay, that content you can say like a terminology wise, my content mounted. Okay, my content loaded. First time load, my content loading is completed. Immediately I want to perform some operation. Where you want me to write that code? Line number, tell me. At first time load, listen carefully. Mounting means first time load. In my first time load, once my content loading is completed, immediately I want to perform some operations. Where you want me to write that code? In these lines. Where you want me to write that code? Line number 8 or not? Line number 8. Use effect only. Use effect only. Line number 8 or not? Agreed? Huh? Okay then. Let me do some changes. Can I create one state variable like this? Any problem to you? Any number of state variables you can create, right? Any number of state variables we can create or not? Yes. Yes. All agreed? What I did? What I did here? What I did here? Just I added some more content, right? Just I added some more content. That's it. Just I added some more content. Once my content loading is completed, see, my content loading is completed. Line number 8 executed or not? Line number 8 executed. Done. Now gonna go to console. See, my after mounting done or not done? Now my question is very simple. If I click on the increment count, what operation you are performing? Just I want to add 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 like that. If I click on this one, yes, it is added. But again, line number 8 executed or not? Observe. Again, line number 8 executed or not? If I click again, line number 2, again, okay, line number 8 executed. Okay, 2 turn to be 3. Again, line number 8 executed or not? Tell me. My question is what? At the first time load, once my content loading is completed, I want to perform some operation. Okay, I don't want to perform this operation for every state variable. Okay, change or not. Our requirement is what? Our requirement is only at first time load, my content loading is completed. Okay, then only after that only I want to perform some operation. First time load, agreed. First time load, it's working. Okay, first time load, it's working. Next, if you do any change, if you do any change, come on, if you do any change, okay, for every state variable change, again, this particular callback method is calling or not? Again, this callback method is calling or not? Is it the recommend? Okay, is it our requirement? Callback method called by React.useEffect method only. But as per your requirement, do you want me to execute this line number 8 again and again? Only first time load after loading the content. Only first time load after loading the content only I want to execute it. My requirement is like that. So what code change you want me to do? Means very simple. Okay. any state variable values are like changing, don't listen it. Okay, don't listen. Okay, for that, second argument you can pass as a empty dependency. I can say like a dependency. Okay, if you put like an empty here, it is not listen any data changes. Either it is a state variable data, either it is like a prop value chat. Either it is a state variable data, state variable means inside the component, prop means maybe coming from outside. It is not listen any data change. It is not listen any data change. Can I refresh the page? Okay, can I refresh the page? First time load, yes. Mounting phase. Okay, first time load, yes, it is executed. That is my requirement. If I click on the increment, see this, is it listening or not listening? Is it listening or not listening? Tell me. After mounting, before mounting, don't focus on before mounting. I will tell later. After mounting, executed or not executed? Tell me. My requirement is what? I want to perform some operations once my content loading is completed at first time load. Okay, yes, it is executed. My content loading is completed, first time load, it is executed. Any data change happened. Okay, this after mounting will execute or not execute. After mounting is executed or not executed? Not executed, right? My requirement satisfied? Yes or no? So if my requirement is like at first time load, after loading the content, if you want to perform some operation, okay, first time load, after loading the content, if you want to perform some operation one time only, that is first time only, then okay, you can go with what? Use effect. It's take callback function. The next argument should be what? My second argument should be what? It should not less than any data change after first time load. Then that time my second argument should be what? An empty array or not. All are agreed with me? Yes or no? Okay, mounting phase is okay. Before mounting, if you want to perform some operation, you can write the code here. After mounting, if you want to perform some operation at first time load, you can write the code here. Okay, wherever you want, you can write it. Okay, these statements, wherever you want, you can write it. No problem at all. No problem at all. Got my point? Okay, but you should have to return before return statement. Before return statement, my use state, okay, my use effect, all are should execute before return statement or not. Use effect call this callback after some time, after return, okay, after the content loading is completed, okay, then only it's going to call the callback. But use effect should execute when? Use effect should call when? Before loading only or not? Agreed with me? All are okay with the mounting phase? Before mounting, if you want to perform some operation, you can directly write the code. After mounting, immediately, if you want to perform some operation, you can write the code at line number 20 or not. The syntax is this one or not? Use effect, callback function with empty dependencies. It is going to execute only one time, that is first time after loading the content, after mounting. Shall we go to the next one? Shall we move to the next one? Before mounting means very simple, right? Before loading the content, if you want to perform some operation, okay, before loading the content only, my state variable should create. Okay, where you have to write? Before return statement, you have to write it or not? Yes, sir. Before mounting means before return statement, before loading the content inside the browser. Yes. The next one is what? Updating phase. Updating phase. Okay, let me delete. Now see, if I refresh the page, first time, okay, after mounting is executed. After mounting is executed, it's a mounting phase method. Mounting phase method, it's okay, fine. But my question is what, first time, what is the count value? First time load, what is my count value? First time load, what is my count value? 0. If I click on this one, my value turn to be like 1. That means my new value, okay, rendered inside the browser or not? Yes or no? That means what? my updation is completed or not. My 0 turned to be 1 loaded inside the browser means my updation is done. My 1 turned to be 2 and loaded inside the browser. That means what? My updation is completed or not. My question is, once my data changes rendered inside the browser, immediately I want to perform some operation. Got my point? It is not first time load. What is that? After first time load, if you do any data change, that changes rendering is completed inside the browser. I want to perform some operation. Then you can go with what? Then you can go with what? Then you can go with, okay, that is which phase? Tell me first. That is which phase? Updating phase or not? After first time load, if you do any data change, maybe state variable change or prop value change, okay, that changes rendering is completed inside the browser. Okay, after that, if you want to perform some operation, then how I can do? That is the question. My data changes happened and rendered inside the browser, right? That is which phase? Mounting phase or updating phase? Mounting phase or updating phase? Updating phase or not? So I want to handle the updating phase now. Updating phase now. So if you want to handle the updating phase, which hook is there to handle the updating phase? Which hook is there again? Which hook is there? Come on. Same hook, right? Same use effect. Use effect is the hook. Use effect is the hook we are going to use for what? To handle, okay, mounting phase, updating phase, unmounting phase also. So same. Okay, tell me the syntax. React dot use effect, which take common arguments. Come on, which take common arguments? Callback function, and the next one is what? Callback function, and the next one is what? Empty dependencies. Okay, this is okay. Line number 23. I want to use for mounting phase or updating phase. After updating or not? After updating only, these lines should have to execute. Okay. Now, if I run this one, can anyone tell me what happened? You written the code for what? For what? The syntax is for what? Mounting phase, right? This one and this one syntactically both are like same or not? That's the reason. See, okay, after mounting executed, after updating executed, updating is required or not required at this moment? First time load, updating is required or not required? First time load, that is mounting phase, updating is not required, right? But still updating is executing or not? I don't want. Then how we can? Come on, very simple. This line should not execute at first time load. Then what? How we can? Write the condition. There is no other option for us. Okay, first time my count value change is what? Count value is what? 0. So can I write like this? If my count equals to, okay, not equals to 0, then only can you execute this one. If I write like this, will it execute or not execute? First time load. Will it execute or not execute? Not execute, right? Okay. Now, at least mounting phase, what I'm expecting, that one only executed or not? After mounting only has to execute first time load. Yes, that is only executed or not? Yes. Now, if I click on the increment count, okay, once my new data, okay, rendered inside the browser, then line number 24 should execute or not? Yes or no? Is it executed? Is it executed line number 24? For every data change, rendering is completed inside the browser. Is it executed? Not executed, right? Why? Very simple. You said like, don't listen any data change. You want me to listen? Not in this case. You want me to listen. This guy don't listen. Okay. This guy should listen or not? Which data change you want me to listen? You want me to make it like listen. Which data change? My count to data change or not? That particular count can I pass here? Now can I refresh the page? After mounting is okay. Okay. First time load. I'm expecting this one only executed. If I do any data change, for every data change, okay, my after updating is going to execute it or not? My requirement satisfied or not satisfied? My requirement satisfied or not satisfied? Yes or no? Okay, see the difference between mounting and updating. Syntax, slight change, more than that, nothing. Don't listen any changes. Here also don't listen any change. Okay, but here, okay, it's going to work for both. First time load also execute. Okay, for every count also is going to execute. But first time load I don't want. That's the reason I written this condition or not. Okay, 1 second. Back. Agreed? Okay, how many use effects can we write in our component? How many use effects can we write in our component? How many use effects? Any number of use effects you can write it. Any number of use effects you can write it. That is not an issue. That is not an issue. Okay. Can I write like this? What I'm writing? Just observe. Just observe. What? Now, first time load. First time load. It is executed. If I click on the increment count, yes, it is executing. If I click on the change name, see this, it is not executed. It's turned to be Dhoni. Then the time I want to perform some operation. Whenever my Sachin is turned to be like Dhoni, I want to perform some operation. Then how we can? Whenever my Sachin is turned to be like Dhoni, then I want to perform some operation. Then how? Then how? Okay, very simple. Can I create one more use effect? Any problem? Can I create one more use effect? Okay, this time after updating, after count update, okay, after name update. Okay, whenever you did the count change, that change is rendered inside the browser, this line has to execute. Whenever the name change updation is done, okay, name change rendered inside the browser, this line has to be executed. So can I write the condition here? What is the condition? My name equals to, name is not equals to Sachin. Okay, what change you want me to listen? Which state variable change you want me to listen? Name state variable or not? First time load, yes, expecting this one only. If I click on this one, see, my name related change updation, this line executed. Okay, this is my count related or not? Agreed? Yes or no? Yes or no? Don't write use effect inside any function. Why? Because use effect directly should be inside the component. Not only use effect, any, okay, any hook should be inside the functional component, not inside the function, not inside the class component. Should be inside the functional component directly. Okay. All are agreed now? You got some idea how to handle the updating phase by using use effect hook? Mounting and updating. Shall we move to the next one? Unmounting phase. Okay, let's start. What is unmounting? What is unmounting? First tell me. my component content just remove from the browser, from the DOM. Then can I say like a unmounting? Mounting phase or mounting the component means loading the component. Unmounting means unload the component. That's it. Unload the component. Then how we can? Okay, before work with unmounting, I have a small requirement is there. Can you do that? I have a small requirement. My requirement is what, this is my component. Okay, this is another component. This is my another component. I have a checkbox here. I have a checkbox. I have a checkbox. If I check this checkbox, okay, I want to show this component. Okay, what is the content? It's not a matter for me. Okay, so I have a app component. I have a component. Okay, this is the checkbox. Okay, toggle checkbox. If I check the checkbox, it should be visible. It should be visible. Okay, so if I checked, then that time it should be visible. By default, it's unchecked. Then the time it should not visible. It should not visible. If I check, visible. If I uncheck, just disable. Check, visible. Uncheck, disable. Like this, I want. So can we develop this one first? The view wise, can we develop this? Okay, how we can? How many components are required first? How many components are required first? How many components are required? 2 components are required. 2 components are required. Okay. One is like app component. The another one is like what? A component. A component. Inside this, I needed one checkbox. Input type equals to checkbox. Checkbox. Okay. What is that? Toggle. Toggle. Now here I needed one and one more component, a component. Yes, sir. View wise, it's okay or not okay? View wise, open with live server. Yes. All are okay. First question. First time load, you want to show this one or not show? You should not, right? Do you want me to show or not? You should not. Why? Because my checkbox is not checked. Whenever it's checked, then only I want to show it. So my question is, this component should not directly load like this or not. If you write the code like this, it's always loading or not. If you write the code like this, it is always loading or not. Okay, now my A component should not load always. Sometimes loading, sometimes unloading, loading, unloading, loading, unloading. If you write it like 27 syntax, 27 line syntax, always my component A is like what? Always my component A is like mounting or not, loading or not. I don't want to load it. Okay, so can I write like this? Some condition. Okay, if I write like this, tell me. If it is like true, and always execute the next statement, right? So my A always loaded or not. If I hard coded like true, the first expression. If I put like false, then that time whenever the first value is like false, my end will never go to the second value or not. My end will never go to the second value or not. So always true also not satisfied. It is always loading. False also not satisfied. Why? Always it's like unloading. So this value should not hard code, right? This value like what? Keep on changing, right? Yes or no? Okay, if the value of some value is like keep on changing, because of that change, if you want to do some DOM renderings, then how to manage that value? How to manage the value? By using state variable. Okay, as a state variable, you need to manage that or not. Okay, now can I write is show one variable set is show? Default false or true? Default false or true? I don't want false. So can I write like is show here? Can I write like is show here? Yes. It is not visible. It is not visible. Okay. What is the issue? STATE, right? Okay. STAGE I written, right? Exactly what output? That means what is the error message? Can anyone guess? Exact error message. 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 You are not analyzing. Yeah, not a function, right? See, React is there. Inside the React, use stays there or not there? React is an object. Okay, use stage is there or not there? Use stage is there or not there? Not there. Inside the object, one property is not there. What is the value? Undefined. Can I use undefined as a function? Can I call undefined as a function? No, right? So my React.use stage is not a function, right? My React.use stage is not a function to call or not. How many times? Yeah. How many times we repeated this scenario? Okay, then now it's working, right? Now it's working, right? Okay. Now, if I leave like this, always the value is like false, but this value should keep on change or not. When if I do any change here, if I do any change on my checkbox, I want to listen that change. Okay, if the checkbox value is like checked, I want to make it like true. Otherwise, I want to make it like false. Like that, you have to perform the operation or not. Tell me how we can do it. Tell me how we can do it. First of all, you should have to listen the checkbox changes or not. You should have to listen the checkbox change or not. You should have to listen the checkbox change or not. Okay, how we can listen? Which event is there to listen the input control change? On change is the event. Okay, any JavaScript event you can take. The same event you can use in the React with what? With camel case or not? With the camel case. Yes. Console.log of function change called. Function change called. Okay, can I refresh the page? Now see that. Okay, you are able to listening the changes or not? Yes or no? Come on, respond. Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Yeah. Okay then. Is my voice is breaking? Or it's okay? Is my voice is breaking? All right. Okay, perfect. So if I do any change, I am able to listen it. But which change you checked or unchecked, that change is required, right? You checked or unchecked. Okay, it is okay. Performing operations, I'm able to listen. But which operation you checked or unchecked? That one I want to listen it. Then how we can? Any event you trigger in your React, the event handler by default get what? Event object or not? Yes or no? Come on. Okay, how we can get the target element? Event dot target. Event dot target. Now say this. You can get the targeted one or not. Yes, sir. From the targeted one, you checked or not checked that value I want. So in the target, there has one property is there. Checked is the property. Okay, that property is like keep on changing based on the operation. Now say this. True, checked. False, true, false, true, false. Now this particular value, can I update here in the set is show? Okay, can I give the value so that it is going to updating or not? It is going to updating or not? Come on. If I click on this one, yes. If I uncheck, yes. Working. Yes or no? Now my A component, it is mounted. If I click on this one, it is unmounted. Now mounted. Now unmounted. Now at the time of mounting, once my content loading is completed, if you want to perform some operation, can I write my use effect hook with what? With how many dependencies? With how many dependencies? First time load. Okay, empty dependency, right? Okay, console.log of a component mounted. Yes, now say this. First, it is not mounted. If I click on this one, my a component mounted or not? Mounted means my a component content loaded or not? Mounting is okay. But at the time of clicking on this particular checkbox again, my component is like unmounting, right? At the time of unmounting, I want to perform some operation. That's it. At the time of unmounting, I want to perform some operation. Mounting, you know how to handle. Updating, you know how to handle. At the time of unmounting, I want to perform some operation. Very simple. Okay. A mounted, born. Okay. Now it is died. Born. Okay. Dead. Born dead. Just before die, I want to perform. Okay. I want to do something. Before die, I want to do something. Okay. That related code where you want me to write. Just before unmounting, I want to perform some operation. Anyway, it is going to die. It is going to unmount. Just before that, I want to perform some operation. That is my requirement. Okay. Unmounting phase, how we can handle? By using which hook? By using which hook? Which component is going to unmount? Tell me first. Which component is going to unmount? A component. So can I write like use effect in the A component? Yes. Okay, I don't want to listen any changes. Okay, any data change I don't want to listen. Okay, if I write here, then what happened? Okay, then what happened? This is going to execute at first time load, right? Okay, at mounting, right? Say this, A component mounted, A component is going to unmount, A component unmount, no, right? Okay, this line just before die or not? Okay, before unmount, this line of code has to execute or not? Okay, so I want to write some extra code. Any problem with this code to you? Any problem with this code to you? Any problem with this code? Okay, first of all, it is executing or not executing? See, first time A component is mounted. Okay, perfect. Now if I uncheck, my A component is going to unmount or not? Agreed? Just before unmounting this component, this particular line executed or not? Okay, so the syntax is what, very simple. My use effect to take one callback function as an argument. So far we discussed that one. Okay, now what happened? This callback function again returns one more function. Again returns one more function. Now say this. Use effect call this callback. Whenever you call this callback, okay, this function returned or not? Tell me. One function you called, return value also you only get it, right? Yes or no? Tell me. You called one function. Who is the caller? That guy only, right? That particular function, return value you can get it. So use effect called by whom? Okay, no. Use effect called by you. Okay, this callback called by whom? This callback called by whom? Come on. This callback called by whom? Okay, use effect, right? So this callback, whenever he called, he got like what? This function, right? Okay, when this function is going to call by use effect, just before unmount your component, whatever my callback function return the function, that function called by use effect, just before unmount your component, just before die. Okay, that is only right. Okay, can I A component mounted, a component is going to unmount. Okay, console.log messages, leave it. Okay, this one also leave it. Now can you come here? Can I refresh? Okay, now it is going to mount. Yes. Now, okay, a component is going to unmount. Just before unmounting, that is executed or not? Mounted, unmounted, mounted, unmounted. Working. Come on. Working or not? Okay, so if you want to handle the life cycle phases in your React, in functional components, which hook is there? Which hook is there? Which hook is there? Use effect is the hook or not? How many times you can write the use effect hook? How many times you can write in your component? Possibility. How many times you can write the use effect? Possibility. Any number of times you can write it. No problem at all. No problem at all. Based on your requirement, any number of times you can write it. Okay. What is that? Just right, yours. So can I upload it? Yes. Okay. Are you able to understand or not? These phases, very, very important, very, very important into your question. Okay, just go through these life cycle methods. Okay, practice and come for the next class. If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, can you write the unmounting phase code snippet? Okay, that is the question. Then the time you have to write, okay, use effect and take one callback function and returns that call, that callback function returns one more function. That particular function, whatever the code you written, that is going to execute when just before unmounting or not. Got my point? Mounting is nothing but first time load. Once my content rendering is completed, okay, after that, if you want to perform some operation, then you can go with this mounting. First time load. Okay, after first time load, okay, if any data change happen, that changes rendering is completed. Okay, after that, if you want to perform some operation, then you can go with what? Updating phase. After first time load, if any data changes rendered inside the browser, immediately if you want to do some operation, then you can go with. Okay, this one. Okay, just before unmounting, if you want to perform some operation, then you can go with what? Use effect, callback, returns me one more callback function. Okay. Okay, then. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Okay, I uploaded the code. Okay, just go through that one and let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay, then. Bye.